At the end of the day, there's a ton of content that's out there. The opportunities are really how to align the brands authentically with that content. So the distribution is natural. I mean, a lot of clients are using their typical social channels, right? So you've got the YouTubes and environments like Facebook, and trying to drive people from Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and all these things. So it's not so much about distribution as much as it is about aligning the brand in a really more authentic way and allowing consumers to feel that that content is valuable to them. So our success has been really trying to interweave clients' brands in that way, right? And providing content that isn't so much content that you could get everywhere else, because it's not difficult to get content. I mean, at the end of the day, if I need entertainment, if I need news, if I need sports, you get it everywhere. So it's how the brand then advocates and takes advantage of those content touch points, and then really gets the brand interweaved in that communication. The paid part of it is building relationships with publishers, whether it's on or offline, right? So you're going in there and establishing those relationships, trying to build content that no one has, but again, doing it in a way that is valuable for the brand, right? Kind of the brand attributes have to go and be seeded through the opportunities, and also make it something that people want now versus something that they want later, or you're trying to assume they want later. So how you balance it is really the strategy behind it, right? So at the end of the day, it's, what are my investments? How am I building that relationship from a publisher perspective? And what are they going to do for me? What at the end of the day are they going to help distribute that content and help me get to the earned part of it? Right, not just the paid part of it, because a lot of them have those relationships. They've already got those touch points to those consumers who already are in their brand, right? So you're sort of riding the wave of the content that they have and making it, again, authentic for us, really that borrowed brand equity part of it. So the paid part of it is, you could go out there and just pay for the content and build those strategic alliances. The own part of it is then back into what we were talking about earlier, is the strategy of how I then take that information or that content and really evangelize it. All the companies out there and all the brands and all the agencies are clamoring to build these relationships with their consumers, whether it's through rich media or video or borrowing the brand equity of a publisher and just aligning your brand there from a site perspective. But the challenges really are, what are the KPIs behind it? How do I take that content and align what is it going to do for me as a business need versus necessarily just a media need, or a media decision versus a business decision, right? Does it build equity for us? Is it going to drive traffic to a store? Is it going to drive online traffic? Is the viral pass along valuable to me? And how does that build community? And again, tying it all back. So it's the challenges of not so much creating as much of the content, because I think everyone can really wrap their heads around creating pieces of content. It's making it smart decisions to decide how you're going to measure the success of those programs. If you're going to reach 100 million people, is that more valuable than reaching 10 million really unique people who are in my brand versus just that huge exposure that at the end of the day I can't account for?